Urban air mobility was always known as the area for startups, but now the big players are in the market. We're joined now by Mildred Troegler, who is the Director of Global Airspace Integration for BoeingNeXT. Mildred, welcome to the program. Boeing are now coming into this in a big way. Just tell us, what are you doing in BoeingNeXT and what space are you capturing?
Yeah, so BoeingNeXT is building the future of urban, regional, and global mobility. And we are not just focusing on the platform. So we are building the whole ecosystem, including an airspace integration solution.
So how do you do that? You're based in Brussels. I presume that means you've got to deal with people like EASA and so on for the regulators as well. So what are you doing about that, and how are we changing the sort of awareness of this part of the market?
Yes, so I work with regulators across the globe in order to enable new mobility solutions. And because we believe regulatory approvals and public acceptance are really key to enable these solutions and to access new markets. So in order to access these new markets, we need to do test and learn activities in partnership with the regulators in order to collect, analyze, and share the results with authorities at local, national, and global level to gain the public trust.
So do you see that very much as an industry responsibility that you're doing, or a Boeing's own, because you are building your own vehicles for this market? Do you see it as being bigger than just Boeing?
It will be definitely bigger as just Boeing. It will be a partnership of regulators, local communities, and the various key stakeholders that are building the ecosystem around the platform.
How are you finding it with the regulators from different countries? Because they all have different ideas. They've got different environments where they're operating. And urban isn't necessarily as big in some of the smaller countries as it would be in, say, Los Angeles.
So our experience so far is very positive. Most of the regulators we are working with are progressive and forward-leaning, but they need the help of the industry to understand how to address universal regulatory unlocks. And so therefore we are working in partnership with the regulators to pursue what we call regulatory sandbox projects, where we are hand in hand with the regulators learning and doing demonstration activities in order to gather the data and to build a robust safety case.
And as far as the company goes with the manufacturing, and behind us here, we've got an example of what Boeing can produce. When do you expect to see aircraft like this actually operating for real?
That's a good question. So we believe it will still happen this decade, but what date we are looking at will depend on the regulator, will depend on the region, and ultimately on public acceptance.
Great. Mildred, you've got a tough job ahead of you, but thank you very much for joining us.